Pot will be available for sale at 12 NSLC stores when it's legalized this fall. Today, the NSLC invited our cameras into one of those stores. Paul Palmeter has our top story.
People cannot see in here who are not 19 years of age or over.
NSLC President and CEO Brett Mitchell was quick to point out the privacy measures in place at the new cannabis outlet inside the Joseph Howe Drive liquor store. The store is very close to being ready to go for October 17th, the day recreational cannabis will become legal in Canada.
There's no doubt there are going to be challenges and there are going to be things that we run up against that we have not anticipated, but that's all a part of being great retailers. We will adjust and we'll move on and we'll make changes. But no, we're certainly not afraid of it, and we're anticipating that it's going to be a new world come October.
Mitchell says customer privacy will be one of their biggest goals. People inside the liquor store will not be able to see through the frosted glass into the cannabis section. Staffing for the new positions in the store have already been filled, and there will be extensive training sessions in September. Every store will have iPads for consumers to check on the more than 70 strains of cannabis that will be available.
They'll be able to scan through the assortment that we have and talk to our staff that are here and help them make their choices.
Business is expected to be brisk in October, and it could take 15 to 20 minutes to complete transactions. This store is expected to double its yearly profits by adding cannabis to its shelves. The price has yet to be finalized.
Ultimately, it's going to come down to how much we pay for the product itself. We do expect the cost of the product to fall over time, and as that happens, the dynamics will change around the income, but we do not expect that to happen enough to offset the costs.
A 30-gram maximum will be imposed on each purchase. Paul Palmeter, CBC News, Halifax.
So that's where you'll be able to go to buy cannabis, but the question is, where can you go to smoke it?
Well, Halifax is taking a hard line on that. Yesterday, council approved a new bylaw that will ban smoking on sidewalks, streets, parks, trails, and playgrounds.
And the rules apply to more than just pot, also tobacco and vaping. And if you break the law, you could face a fine between $25,000 and $2,000. Our Jenny Cowley has reaction.
In downtown Halifax, you don't have to look far to find a smoker. But lighting up on the sidewalk will soon be against the law. For many, the changes come as a relief.
I think anything that helps people stop smoking is worthwhile. It's killing us all.
I don't appreciate when people are smoking right where we're walking, especially when you walk out of a building and your first breath of fresh air is inhaling their secondhand smoke.
I'm happy about it. There's no need to have smoking and cigarettes around in public areas. If you need to smoke, you have to go someplace else.
But business owners have concerns about the bylaw, particularly bars and restaurants whose patrons won't be able to step out to the sidewalk to smoke or vape.
Do I have to call the cops to tell them, look, somebody's smoking outside my premises? Nobody's going to come to my pub if they know someone's going to be ratting them out, basically, to the tobacco cops.
Eric Grenier is also concerned for his staff, many of whom are smokers.
We work in a fairly stressful environment. People have been smoking here for years. I just don't know how I'm going to handle it yet with my staff. There's nowhere here on the property that I can designate as a smoking zone for them.
Co-owner Cheryl Daughtry doesn't smoke herself, but she also sees flaws with the bylaw.
You're taking a product that is legal and heavily taxed and revenue generating for the government, and you're turning the people who use that product into criminals everywhere. It seems strange and wrong.
People who vape are also having issues with the bylaw. The owner of this vape shop says they shouldn't be lumped in with smokers.
I think vaping is a lot less invasive than like cigarette smoke, just because of the smell. Like if I vape right now inside, it'll smell like strawberries and cream. So I mean, like that's not as invasive, but I understand that when you see the vapor versus just seeing the air that comes out of my mouth. You see the vapor, so you know something's there, and now feel like there's just as much of a stigmatism on vaping as there is for cigarettes.
Officials say that nothing will be enforced before Labor Day. Jenny Cowley, CBC News, Halifax.
A spokesperson for Halifax says while the rules are strict now, there is a possibility they could be loosened down the road once it's clear what is working and what isn't.
We are definitely starting out what some people might say is a little overbearing. As one councillor yesterday said, we've pumped up the volume to 11 and might try and dial it back later. The bottom line is we see what's happening in other jurisdictions like Colorado, so we're doing our best to adopt what's happening there but recognizing that Halifax is obviously a lot different than other places. So we're going to look at things, study things, and adjust as necessary.